Hello and welcome to The Tech Boy, This Week in Tech podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to This Week in the Tech Boy podcast. Plenty happened in technology this week. Apple Vision Pro came out. There's a new Adventures in Odyssey episode that I still have not listened to, so we'll get to that after the podcast. I got new batteries for my walkie-talkies, so that made it better, I guess. And then, of course, the iPhone, Apple something was doing something soon. Let me see what it was doing. Then OnePlus 12 is coming up. So let's talk about the OnePlus 12 in more depth. But before we get to the OnePlus 12, let's go to TheTechBoy.org, which will be having its 4-year anniversary this year in 2024, founded in 2020. So the website, come on, it's loading. All right, here we are. So our most popular articles are the, normal popular articles, M8 versus M7, Instagram thing, the usual plus. But we did review the Pesco G5 and the Pesco radio. This is a pretty good radio right here. $12. It's a travel radio. Yeah, so let's talk about this radio here. Okay, so this radio is $12. It's a travel radio. You have an arm strap on it, okay? You type in here, you have the volume here. Let me just give you a simple demonstration. So I'm going to have to mute this for copyright reasons until we get to like non. Okay, here's just that's just the MP3 player. Let me switch over to the FM radio.
Supports this recent creation that Genesis teaches and that the prophets and the New Testament apostles also taught and believed. Well, we've got this amazing evidence, and it's going on right inside each of our body.
Pretty good audio quality on FM, AM, and MP3 playing there. And I wasn't able to pick up anything on shortwave, but I'm pretty sure it does well too. Speaking of shortwave, but a different type of shortwave email client we reviewed years ago is getting better. It's getting AI. Because everything is including AI nowadays. All right, so I guess we can talk about that. It's called the smartest email app on planet Earth. Here it is. So you got the shortwave AI assistant. It can summarize stuff based upon your emails here, and it is apparently in plenty of companies, including X, Roblox, Spotify, and Indeed. Okay, you got AI executive assistants to analyze email history and etc. I'm pretty sure you have to pay for all of this because it only is able to index like 90 days worth of email for free. So it's probably not going to be that useful with only 90 days worth of email. Then you get high quality translations, which that's pretty useful. You can schedule meetings. And then, of course, the normal inbox tabbing system that we talked about. Okay, let's see. Here we go. Here's the OnePlus 12 review. NKPhD is apparently not reviewing it. I could care less. I mean, if OnePlus, wants to send that phone my way, that would be fine. Okay, here we go. So let's see here. Curved screen, which I'm happy about. Okay. Black back glass and large size. I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, the only con on this list is the back glass is slippery. How can you already have an award for this? I mean, the usability started. It's February, a time of tape. Okay. Let's see here. All right, this design is pretty good. Though some people would rather have it in the center because then it wouldn't wobble. So I don't know how you would feel about that. Okay. And in the screen. It's one of the best screens on the planet. 4,500 nits. Okay. So, I mean, I don't know a scenario in which you access that, but maybe say 3,000, 2,700 nits, right? Definitely on a hot summer day in Houston, Texas, it would get hot and you need to see. So, there's that. Okay, and of course, it has the highest quality display with the 1440 by 3,168 pixel resolution. So it's just a step shy of the Sony phones, which have 4K displays. I mean, 510 pixels per inch. That's better than S24 Ultra, better than S24 Plus. Okay, 120 hertz refresh rate. I mean, that's almost as good as you can get. I mean, they could have put 165 hertz on there, but that would honestly be overkill. And then HDR10 Plus and Dolby Vision, right? I mean, it's basically a great display. I mean, the only better things that they could have done to it is make it 4K and have a 165 refresh rate, but it's not a gaming phone or a creator phone. So, I mean, that is the best thing that they could do to it. I mean, it's better than Samsung's. It's better than Apple. And then it has an auto refresh rate, which means it's going to figure out what the best refresh rate is based on what you're doing. So let's say you're swiping on TikTok for whatever reason, right? And it's probably going to be 120. But let's say that you are looking at a picture on Instagram, it's probably going to be at 30 or 60 hertz. Okay, you can also set refresh rate on app by app basis, which kind of makes sense. Like you might want to have your phone app set to 10 hertz and then say your browsing application, so you can browse TheTechBoy.org, or you can even use our official app, APK, at 120 hertz. Now, the performance seems like it'd be optimal, but I mean, I have a super demanding schedule. Every Friday, I make news videos for my school, right? So that involves plugging in usually an external microphone. That's actually a camera I'm filming this on. The mic, it's better than my phone mic. It requires connecting external microphone to my phone and filming in pro mode, which gets it hot. But then I have to edit into the LumaFusion and Shortcut Mobile, right? Which also gets my phone even hotter and drains my battery even more. So that seems like it'd be a great test. I mean, and somehow, for some reason, we film at 60 frames per second. I'm gonna have to turn that off. I mean, it's showing on the projector at 720p. Okay, so I can just change it to 30 frames per second to save storage. Might want to keep it though, because it would compensate for the lag when it gets streamed to the projectors. Yeah, so at 720p, I'm not 720p. So we're filming in basically 1080p, right? 60 frames per second. Let me see. What are my pro mode settings? In pro mode, right? So that's honestly using lots of battery. And I import these high resolution clips into my phone's video editor application. Let's see. Oh, wow. We are filming in 4K 60. Let me show this to you guys. So these are the settings that we use. We film in 4K 60. That is insane. That is why my phone is running out of storage. Okay. Anyway, we film in 4K 60, so that's the kind of test that I would do here. And then I have to edit this stuff on LumaFusion. And when I import all these 4K clips into a timeline, I mean, I'm talking like clip after clip, or maybe two clips, one on top of each other, plus the graphics to go into the screen, and then export it, and I go put the little news ticker at the bottom. You can see how we do that in our article on TheTechBoy.org. That's where the thing came from. Yeah, so that is a stress test on the phone. I mean, it is It is a stress test. It gets hot, it starts lagging and cutting, some stuff becomes unresponsive. So I want to see if the OnePlus 12 and the S24 Ultra could handle my workload, because my S22 Plus can barely keep up. I'm gonna see if if the battery life can keep up, like if it's not gonna shoot it down from 50% to 20% over the course of filming and editing, or if it won't lag out of LumaFusion and Shotcut and Motion Ninja and all these video editing applications. I just want to see. So this is contender for the video editing champion of the year. It's the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chip, 512 gigabytes of storage. So I mean, we could film in 4K all day, so it wouldn't really matter. Okay, 16 gigabytes of RAM, which was important for how many applications you have open, and then of course you can use 12 gigs of extra RAM because storage. But I mean, that's kind of useless. And then you got Android 14 and Oxygen OS that apparently reminds this writer of Google Pixel phones. Okay, now the other gripe I have with my Samsung phone right now is, I'm gonna load a stopwatch here. It takes so long to switch from from photo to video application right here. Okay, so I'm gonna start the stopwatch. Hopefully you can see it. I'm gonna click the button that says video at the same time that I click start. 1 minute, so 1 second, 1.9 seconds, basically 2 seconds, right? I mean, plenty can happen in 1.2 seconds, 1.9 seconds, right? That is also the same problem I have with this watch here, which unfortunately I had to keep because apparently it's standard amongst all watches of this genre. Like, who thought? And Samsung, thanks to them, they got this fixed on the S24 Ultra. I don't know if it's like this on the OnePlus 12, but I've used some OnePlus phones before and it's never done that. So congratulations to OnePlus for having this camera lag issue. But who thought, okay, so we got this spy watch here, right? Instead of having on and you just snap a picture. No, let me stay here while someone is robbing the bank. Hold this button here. 3 seconds. Oh, okay. Now let me aim this here. Click the button. Boom. Oh, wait, no, that's audio. Boom. Okay, that's photo. Like, why? Why would you do that? You just have it click launch from the home screen. I mean, at least on Samsung, you can just, from any screen, go push the button twice, and it's going to load the photo app, and then click video. It's going to take a long time. It took me like 10 seconds yesterday because I had all these apps open in the background. And then you just click that volume button, boom, you had your picture taken. I mean, it's insane. It's annoying. So hopefully the OnePlus 12 has that fixed. Okay, so hopefully you can see this on the screen. We got the OnePlus 12 back up here with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3. Okay, it can split screen, which I'm happy about. I mean, it looks the same as Samsung split screening technology. If you zoom in here, you can see the 3 dots, so that's good. Okay, so this person used it to check its email, social media, messages on Teams, which, I mean, that's basically Samsung Galaxy A01 capability right there. So, I mean, whatever. Watching Disney Plus and taking photos and videos. Now, okay, that's fine. But the way I take photos and videos is different from what he's probably talking about. He's probably like, look at this photo. All right, we're talking basically like high quality. I mean, this could potentially be a YouTube channel of amateur news if it was like, not school news. Because, I mean, the way that we run it, I mean, close to 5-minute videos, but of course, more like 17, 15 minutes of clips that they get deleted because mess ups and stuff. So, I mean, that is just use up storage a bunch. It also has, I'm also glad that it doesn't lag or stutter between applications. That is so annoying when I try to switch between applications, which also is fixed on this S24 Ultra, apparently. So that's good. And then in-screen fingerprint scanner is good, apparently. Okay, so that's good. And then you have graphically intensive gaming that works well. So that's great. I don't game. And it gets 4 years of software updates. So that's, that's pretty good. I mean, that's industry standard now. I mean, 2 years ago, that was hey, great for you. But Samsung gives 7, Apple gives 6, 5. I don't know if they don't have a set number. And then Google also gives 7, so whatever. All right. But I mean, I wouldn't use my phone for 7 years, the same one. I mean, I got this when it was new, was 6 months old, but when it was still a current series of Samsung phones. So that would mean I'd have to wait till the S29 to get a new phone, which wouldn't happen. No, when you get to the camera, so you got a 50 megapixel main, 60 megapixel periscope telephoto camera of 3 times optical zoom, which they shouldn't really call that a periscope. A periscope camera is meant for, 10, 5, 15 times zoom, like 3 times telephoto lens. I mean, that's basically just S20 level technology from 4 years ago. That's not a periscope camera. All right, then we got a 48 megapixel ultra wide camera, which is pretty good. Most people don't really care about the ultra wide camera, so I'm glad to see a higher megapixel rating here. So I'm not sure about what the sensor size is because that's really important to capture light. Because if an ultra wide camera, if it has like small amounts of light coming into it, and you have to spread it out among 0.5, 0.6 times, that's not really good. And a 32 megapixel selfie camera, it's whatever, okay? I mean, I can't think of the last time I've actually used my selfie camera. Maybe a few months ago for my YouTube shorts. Okay. So, of course, during the day, the photos are true, real life, and realistic, which I mean, you guys had any phone for the past 5 years. It's fast at capturing images, which I'm so glad about. Let's do the stopwatch again. So, I'm going to show you. All right, let's reset the stopwatch. Okay. Okay, my photo screen's up. Oh, sorry. Let's try that again. 0.57. Let's see, is it blurry? No, okay. But let's say I take a picture. And I went back there. I mean, that's so annoying. Okay. I'm looking at my camera. I move it. And it looks like it's gotten better. But the one thing that hasn't gotten better is this lag. This lag is annoying. Like, I have my phone here. I'm clicking to look at the image I've already taken. Oh, wow. Okay, look. I think it's a little bit blurry. It doesn't look blurry, but it's for sake of example. Okay, let's reset the stopwatch. Okay. Okay, I want to go back to the camera app and to see the camera. About 1.3 seconds to go from your image and then go back. I mean, Samsung's lag is just annoying. I mean, look at this. Okay, there's my image too. Go back. That took so long. And it always happens at the worst time. Someone's beating up someone right there. Oh, I've got to get my camera app. Oh, no, it's taking a long time. Oh, my goodness. Like, it always happens during important moments for some reason. It's just like that. Okay, so I'm glad the OnePlus 12 can do that better. Okay. Like, this is a objectively hard image to get because the bubbles will be moving. They will be popping, right? Looks very blurry, but, I mean, okay, here we go. I don't know what this is. I mean, this might be compression, but these images don't look that good. Look, what is that? It's probably compression. Okay, it also has hassle enhancements, which means you're gonna get like some weird filter or whatever. That's great. Edge detection, hit and miss for portrait photos. I could care less about edge detection and portrait photos because, like, for hair. But I mean, I guess you could see the appeal for this. Like that leaf is out of focus there, and that's what it's supposed to be. I'm not sure if it's part of this leaf here or a leaf underneath it. Is it supposed to be a portrait? I don't know if that's a portrait, but okay. It does take good photos of low light images, so that's good. And at 64 megapixel telephoto, that's good. I can understand why they use a 3 times shooter because then they can like crop in and claim it has optical 6 times zoom. But still, I'd rather have a 5 and a 3. But I mean, it is cheaper than the S23 Ultra, so it needs to compromise a little bit. And then master mode, which I guess is what it's called, pro mode here. And the battery life here, 4,000 milliamp hours, larger than the S24 Ultra, though it doesn't have an S Pen to compensate for it. Though I think studies showed that like taking the headphone jack out of the from the Note 9 to the Note 10 added an extra 100 mAh of battery, so I'm not sure if having a stylus really takes up that much battery. Besides, the S24 Ultra lasts a really long time, about 2 days. So this one lasts 2 days. So I really like to see battery test between the OnePlus 12 and the S24 Ultra. That would be really interesting. I mean, the OnePlus 12 might last a wee bit longer, but the S24 Ultra might last a little bit shorter, only because it's a bit more powerful, because it has some of those AI features that are in the cloud, which of course requires lots of data usage. And then of course, it's always, I guess, searching for an S Pen, like when you hover over the screen and stuff like that. And of course, battery. Depends on what settings you put here. Like, do you put it at max brightness? Do you put it at the S24 Ultra's max brightness, which would be like a few nits below, like 2000 nits below the OnePlus 12's max brightness, etc. And then, of course, the charging speed, completely good, but I like to see how it holds up after, like, say, 3-4 years when you're trying to, like, sell the phone on eBay or pass it down to a child or something like that. Like, when it's done with its software support, but you still want to, hold on to it. It's capped at 80 watts here in the United States. I'm not sure if that's like a law. I don't think it's a law, but it might just be electric speeds here. But I'm like, when you go from say 45 to 80, it's a bigger jump than saying going watts to 100 watts. Because if you go to 100 watts, that just means you're going to hit that cap where it has to limit the charging down to like 50 or 45 or 20 or whatever to keep the battery safe faster. So it's counterintuitive, I guess. But I mean, 80 watts gets you to 12 minutes, so I mean that's good. Though I should put a prerequisite that is with the pre-built charger, so it's not like you can just connect it to any device and yeah. So 12 minutes gets you 50% charge. I mean that's basically like changing the battery of a phone, essentially. And then 30 minutes gets to 100%. So I mean, it's pretty good if you think about it. I mean that's like a sixth of a class period in my school. So it also has 10-watt reverse wireless charging, so that's good for earbuds and other phones. So this looks like a really good phone. I mean, if Samsung make this phone, I would be all over it. But I already like. I mean, I want to buy this phone right now. I just don't have the $700 and something dollars. I mean, it would be a great upgrade for me S22 Plus. It has all the great specs. I just miss out on Bixby and probably potentially Dex, but it may support Android's built-in desktop mode, which is a work in progress. And since it has competition from the Pixel 8, which like it's two different types of phones. Pixel 8 is more like AI software, and the Pixel 8 and the OnePlus 12 is like brute strength. Which right now I think brute strength is going to win because like I mean some of those AI things are good, but I mean they're going to eventually come to the cloud at some point. I mean what the Google Pixel can do with AI in terms of generating images and wallpapers, I'm pretty sure they have separate apps for that. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's an image editing application where you can move someone up 2 inches. Or I'm pretty sure that you can generate your own wallpapers with AI. I mean, there is literally a robot that is powered by ChatGPT and your smartphone. Okay, I'm pretty sure that you can generate your own wallpapers with AI. Besides, I mean, you can just go into any like random AI tool, like Microsoft Paint, which now has AI in it, which it's interesting. Actually, I can pull that up right now. Microsoft Paint can generate images. Stupid laptop. Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. Paint is coming up on the screen, and I can just say generate a phone wallpaper that. Okay, here we go. Split screen. Okay, I'm going to share it on the screen right now. So stop. Present. All right, here we go. Here's Microsoft Paint. Microsoft Paint, you can just say generate an image of. And you get credit like this. Right now I have 45 credit. And you can choose your style, which I forgot to choose the style, but whatever. I mean, you can just generate your own wallpaper like this anyway. And while it's loading, I mean, it's connected to the internet. Then you can edit them yourself in Paint. And I'm pretty sure that there are phone applications that can do this. Boom, right there. Okay, let's just make this. There you go. Voila, it's a phone wallpaper. Actually, I like this one right here. Boom, there you have it, people. Your very own phone wallpaper, and then you can do your regular paint edits in it, like fill. You can delete it, and then draw a rectangle around it, and then tone it white. That is it white. There you go, white. Now there's a white line through it. So yeah, I mean, there's plenty you can do with your Microsoft Paint to off-put the loss of your wallpaper maker from Samsung or Google. And then, of course, the S24, which, I mean, is not as spec as the OnePlus 11. I mean, it has a smaller screen, less RAM, less storage, probably better cameras. I'm not sure. I mean, the megapixels, but of course, you got to think about the, what's it called? Sensor sizes and software support. Let's see, how much are they selling? I mean, they are overpriced on eBay, I think. Like, because they're coming direct from China. So, I mean, I saw one for $2,400. I said, not happening. Okay, let's see. Now we got to do our YouTube segment. Okay, YouTube reaction time. All my feed is talking about the Apple Vision Pro. We'll get to that later. Let's do Tech Odyssey, one of my favorite tech YouTubers' review of the S24 Ultra.
I've had this baby for a week now. Been using it, SIM card in it, testing it out, and
At least you could put a SIM card in it.
I have some thoughts. Is it any good? Yeah, it's a good phone. So if that's what you wanted to know, you can sign off and go grab some donuts and enjoy your evening. But from a couple different levels, this phone has been interesting because basically it's like last year's phone, the S23 Ultra, which I have right here. But they put a new chip in it and they changed a couple things up. So it's got the Snapdragon 8 Generation 3 instead of the Snapdragon 8 Generation 2, which was a beloved processor this last year. It was probably the best chip that we may have ever seen up to this point.
Yeah, it was a pretty good processor. Agent 1, heating issues, so annoying.
It was just so good. So they basically took that chip and then they beefed it up in the AI department. But then they gave us AI features with the phone, which I don't really think take advantage of that too much. But anyway,
yeah, I wish one of them were less cloud-based and more on-device based. It really pushed those scores to their limit.
We've got circle to search, and we've got the.
I mean, circle to search. It's just like taking a screenshot and searching it. I mean,
image generation stuff where you can do different things there. They had to come up with their own name instead of Magic Eraser or Magic Editor, and well, most of that stuff is done on the cloud. It's funny because there were a lot of criticisms that the Pixel 8 Pro and Pixel 8 got because, oh, it does this on the cloud, and then Samsung does the same thing, and there's not a peep, like not one single peep. Like nobody's bashing them for it. Nobody's talking about it.
I care that it's in the cloud. So, Tech Odyssey, if you're watching this, here's your peep.
I just am sensitive to this because I'm a big advocate for the Pixel series phones. But anyway, so the AI department, I think the Pixel 8 Pro is still king in the AI department, but it's nice to see some of those features trickle over to the S24 Ultra. Battery life has been okay. I think it's still better on the S23 Ultra by just a little bit, but the always-on display it burns up quite a bit of battery on here. Just in my last charging.
Interesting. I rarely use it. Like the only thing you could say is always on my phone is the battery percentage and like when it's charging.
Cycle. It's like
I guess because I'm scared of my battery dying.
Always-on display. Which is this? That's the always-on display.
I mean, you could always turn it off and go back to the normal one.
Basically, they copied Apple, but it's not as good as the one Apple has, at least by most people's metrics. I think it's fine. I kind of like not looking at a black background with a couple of icons on it. So we're kind of at that point now where a lot of these features that used to kill the battery life and would just like turn it off, turn it on, make a battery optimization video, things like that. We have such good enough processors and good enough battery and good enough battery management that it's not really a killer anymore. Yeah, it took 9% of my battery, but the phone still lasts all day. So that's the big litmus test for me. I don't care if a phone can last 2 days. I don't care if it can last 3 days. I care if I can have all the features turned on. I can do what I want, and it lasts me all day. And I feel pretty comfortable with that. So that was something I was curious about. Like, did the Snapdragon 8
I wonder if it can run Nimble PC emulator.
Generation 3 and some of these features kind of drain the battery a little bit more, and they do, but that's okay because I think the battery still lasts all day. I just got to the 1 week mark, so I'll give you a full accounting on the battery life when I do my full review in a week. 2 weeks is about a good time frame for this.
Yeah,
2 weeks using it every day.
I think I spent 2 to 3 weeks with my Cosmo communicator.
Daily driving it, testing it out. I feel like that's a pretty good way that you can say, okay, this is what I think of the phone, and that's how I typically do business. But using this one, I feel pretty good about the battery. I wish they'd bump it up though. We saw that we got about a 500 milliamp bump on the OnePlus 12. It would
about 4,000. Actually,
be nice if we kind of got that with Samsung. I mean, why do we have to keep sticking with 5,000 milliamp? We've had a 5,000 milliamp battery for years in these phones, so
it's pretty good.
Yeah, it does last.
And I guess Samsung's kind of scared that
adequate,
it's going to blow up.
It would be nice if they would bump it up a little bit. They changed the camera. It doesn't have the 10 times telephoto anymore. A lot of people really like the 10 times telephoto that we had on the S23.
They'll probably bring it back to the S25. You know, just add a 6th camera.
22 Ultra. It's a 5 times now, which I actually think is better. And I don't really think that you get much drop off, if at all, in the super zoom department, the 100 times zoom. I did a YouTube short video today, which you can check out. I'll put a link in the description. You can check that out and see it still works pretty good. I think it does everything it needs to do at that 100 times zoom range. But with this, you can get better portrait shots. You can get better intermediary shots. Most people are more apt to take a picture of their dog, their significant other, a cool car they see, some food on their table, than they are using 100 times zoom. I mean,
well, I guess I'm not most people. You know, I always take pictures of drones flying in the sky. Yeah.
It's a cool novelty, but in reality, I'd rather be able to take
it's really good for the
3 times
FBI and surveillance.
I think it's pretty cool. You can like a 5 times portrait shot. I think that's pretty cool because sometimes you don't just want to do, hey, portrait shot 1 times and that's what you get. So I do think it's thoughtful. I like.
Well, I mean, you can do 3 times portrait shot, at least on my phone.
I think the arsenal is better there. And that mirrors more what you see with a lot of other phones, like the iPhone 15 Pro Max, 5 times telephoto. You look at the Pixel 8 Pro, 5 times telephoto. You look at the continuous zoom that you get with the optical on the Sony Xperia 1 Mark V, and it's like, what, 3.8 to 5.2, if I remember off the top of my head, very close to that. So there's been kind of a shift in, okay, close photos, we got them. Far photos, we got them. Let's kind of lock in this intermediary space.
What about 7?
Plus, you can still do the 8K video and all that stuff. I don't know that I've ever shot an. Well, I take that back. I did do an 8K video. I believe it was with the Note 20 Ultra and the S21 Ultra. I think those are the first times I ever did it. And I don't really do 8K. What are you going to watch it on, right? Well, you might think that, but when it comes to the 8K, what you can do is you can crop that down, and it gives you like a really high quality, good pixel density on a 4K video. So there's just some thoughtful things you can do there.
That's nice.
I still think that the Samsung phone has the best built-in microphones. I shot the same YouTube short video I was talking about, and I recorded it with the native microphone outside. There was some like wind and noise and things going on. The Samsung microphones always impress me.
Jorge has always put the ones he loves first, but when it comes to caring for his teeth, he's let.
The iPhone one, not so much. The Pixel one, that's all right. Samsung, I think they have the best microphone.
So I
pickup when
guess you're saying Samsung's the best phone for creators.
comes to shooting video on their phones. And you can shoot a video with this phone. You can shoot a portrait style video for your TikToks and your YouTubes and your Instagram reels and all that stuff. Don't need an external microphone, and it comes out really good. So I like that stuff. Again, you got the AI features. That's cool. I don't think it's that big of a selling point. I think the flat screen was a big selling point. I think the 7 years of security patches and updates, that's a selling point.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
the S Pen is a good selling point. I think saying you've got titanium in the frame, that can be a selling point. AI, I did like a poll, kind of. I asked people about their thoughts and their feelings because Samsung thought there was a big increase in sales because people wanted the AI features. And I'm like, I don't think that's it, Chief. And most people were like, I wanted the flat screen. And I have a lot of mixed feelings about that. I love the curved edge display on the S23 Ultra. And going to the flat edge, like the flat screen, it's okay. It's not going to cause me not to buy the phone. Like, I'm not saying anything bad about it. I just
wish they used that 2.5D glass that they used on the S20. That would have been nice.
For the curved edge display. And it's funny because it still has rounded edges. So it has the rounded edges here, but it has a flat display. I kind of like how it just flowed into the curve of the phone. But anyway, doesn't do that anymore. But yeah, just using it on a day-to-day basis. I've been using the S Pen. I've been using it more because I, rest in peace, lost my S Pen for my Z Fold 5. I think it might have just popped off the back of my case somewhere. I don't know. It's just gone. And I was using my Fold 5 to make all of my thumbnails.
Oh, wait, we got 3 comments.
And now I've been using the S24 Ultra.
Yeah.
The S24 Ultra is about as complete of a phone.
All right, so that's a net address Gen AI. Cheaper than Apple. Yeah, usually a bit. Brand name. Yeah, that is what makes it expensive. Oh, speaking of, so yeah, if you have any tech questions, feel free to ask them here. Hello.
Phone as you can get. If you're not hung up on it not having a charger, it doesn't have expandable storage, and it doesn't.
Ugh, my goodness. It's been 3 years since we launched that petition, and like 3 something people signed it. I mean, come on. The people want to hear.
Doesn't have a headphone jack. That stuff I really like Sony for. I love my Sony Xperia 1 Mark V.
Yeah, but those phones are too narrow, 2 years of software support, too expensive, and not really sold in carriers over the US. Yeah. I mean, well, yeah, but people have been, well, not that many people signed it. We did have a kind of quasi-successful petition called Cancel the Verge. You can sign it if you want. Here it is. We've been boycotting them ever since.
This sometimes, and I put an SD card in it, and I can record straight to that, or I can copy it over. I can plug in my nice microphone. I've got a really nice boom microphone that I plugged into it. The videos I've recorded.
I just wish you could record and put in an external SSD. That would be nice, because that would make it so much easier when I record my news videos. Like, I know this is an SSD, but like I have this flash drive on a keychain, basically, and it records 120. It has 128 gigabytes of storage. If I could film those news videos onto there, it would be so much better because then I wouldn't be clogging up my phone's storage with a bunch of bloopers in 4K.
With my Sony Xperia 1 Mark V, most folks are like, man, it looks way better and it sounds better than my iPhone. And I agree with that as well. I might try and shoot a video with this one and see how it pans out. So if you're interested to have me record one of my normal videos and see how it looks with this phone, let me know in the comment section. I'm fairly certain some of y'all want to see that. So yeah, let me know, but I'll just plan on making that anyway. But yeah, video capability is good. Picture capability is good. The shutter speed has increased.
Thank
And
goodness.
that's something that's nice because it's been a big criticism and complaint over the last, well, basically forever. Samsung always has a problem with this. I was taking some photos of my dog and like, you can see the shutter speed is pretty.
Oh yeah, those donations don't even go to the company. They go to change.org, so I wouldn't donate if, yeah, the donations are stupid. I mean, like, if you actually wanted to donate, we have our own link.
Good. And this is with the maximum AI enhancement turned on the camera. They came out with a feature with One UI 6 where you could.
Speaking of One UI 6 or whatever, Bixby is looking so much better. And I think, I'm not sure, but the voice got better and faster. So I guess we can talk about that.
Just how much processing you wanted done. And that was kind of, I think people felt was delaying the shutter. And well, in many ways, obviously so, because if you turn it down, Samsung's like, look, you can get faster photos, but it's going to have less processing. It's going to be more of a, I don't want to say the word raw because it's not a raw exported photo or video. It is just raw as in not being
processed,
not being held up with the post processing and the computational photography. So really more relying on the sensor than anything, but you could take faster shots.
So I guess you could, I guess that might be better if you don't want your trees to look like super green because that's the way Samsung's post processing works.
Which has been a criticism because people that have pets, people that have small children that they want to take photos of, sometimes it get blurred out images, like because they turn, they move right as you're trying to take a photo. So the Pixels and the iPhones have been better historically. Well, there's been a definite update. There's been a good upgrade on here where I've been able to.
Hopefully they can push that update to the 23 and 22 and other owners as well.
There's a difference. Other people I've got feedback from have said there's a difference.
Here, look, it's added for the phone.
Maybe the Pixel and the iPhone are still a little bit faster, but I think they've done some good things there. The color itself, I like it.
What is that, blue? Titanium?
I said before, it looks like a paint sample. I made a comment before that made some people upset because I said that it was uninspiring. I was talking about the way that the phone looks. Let me take the case off of my S24.
Oh, it's in a case. Okay.
If you didn't know what the colors were and you just had to go into it blind, and you're like, all right, which one is which? They look basically identical.
Are you kidding me? Okay.
Go into it blind, and you're like, all right, which one is?
And if you notice here, the flash icon here is bigger than the flash right here. Okay, the zoom LiDAR thing, it doesn't even look as depressed there. And you have the titanium railings here, which is going to be the same on all 24 Ultras because it's made out of titanium. And this is the same color as the phone, which is pink. So, I mean, there are key differences that you can see here. Also, this is way more curved. I mean, look how much more curved that is than this is. What do you think?
Is which? They look basically identical from the back. They have fully 100% adopted Apple's strategy of make the same looking phone.
I didn't even look at the dog.
And just resell it the next year. There's really all we're getting is improvements to cameras and AI at this point. AI is basically the big selling point this year. Google kind of started with the Pixel 8. Now Samsung's jumping on board. I think it'll get better over time. But my concern is how many of them will be phone specific and how many of them will be like product line specific. For instance, you take a look at the Pixel 8 Pro, it's clearly getting more AI features than the Pixel 8. And then the Pixel 7 Pro and 6 Pro aren't really getting those features either, even though their tensor chip was supposed to be better for AI and machine learning. They're very much limiting a lot of that to that line. What happens when we get the Pixel 9 Pro? Is it going to cut off the Pixel 8 Pro and not give all those features? Are you going to have to keep buying the new one every year? So that's
That'd be
what I want
funny.
to see with Samsung with their AI. Will they have a continuity with the phone that follows it where as the years go by, it will continue to get those updates? And that's one of the powers of having AI that's done on the phone and on the cloud. Because as long as you have those updated,
I'm so ready for on-device AI. We tested out on-device AI, and it was so slow, but I am ready for the potential. Like, let's say I had a better phone with more RAM and AI cores. It could have been great. I'm ready for ChatGPT online.
cloud servers in the background that gives you the legs and the longevity for that to be able to continue to use those. That's what hurts older phones.
And also, like Google, I wouldn't trust Google to keep their AI servers up for more than 10 years. There's an entire website talking about what's it called, the Google's giving up projects like Google App, Google Hangouts, Google Talk, Google, I don't know what else they've given up. Google Nexus, Google, I'm pretty sure they gave up on one smart speaker, Google Tablet, and then brought back the tablet, and then gave up on tablets, and then brought back the tablet. So, yeah. Okay, so we'll just put a pause on that review here. We got Gab AI here. Gab AI from that social media website that's uncensored or whatever. You don't need to sign up for it. It's kind of interesting. It's supposed to be uncensored or whatever, but it is. It has no continuity. Okay. Watch this. I don't know. 20. So then you ask it the question to area. Okay, so it gives you these questions here. And they are so boring. Okay. It fixed the continuity problem. But I was doing, I trust Google. This isn't ChatGPT. It's more like ChatGPT and Google are not run by the same people. They're run by two completely different people. Actually, it's bought by Microsoft. And this is Gab GPT, which is the uncensored freedom AI. It's just not as good as Google and ChatGPT because obviously they don't have that much data on which to compile. But then, like I asked it, since ChatGPT and Google Bard are so annoying, okay, they are so annoying about censoring every single thing we do on the AI thing. Like I asked it like how to trace a cell phone. Oh, well, I can't tell you because privacy legal reasons. Oh, okay. I say, okay, how can I trace a walkie-talkie? Well, you might want to contact the FCC. Oh my gosh! Like, please, just tell me how to trace my own walkie-talkies. But this uncensored AI, which like it's bad at understanding the context of questions. Like if I ask it how to trace a phone, it actually tells me how to do it. Maybe. It actually tells me how to do it, but it gives this legal message at the bottom. What if it actually gives me a way to do it? But okay, it says use GPS tracking, which I mean, duh. If I knew where the phone was and had a link to it, why am I even sitting here and asking you? Use IMEI number, which I'm not even sure if that works. Okay, third-party tracking apps, which we went over these in like what? A few months ago about how I haven't even heard of a watch about how dumb those apps were and like how they're basically malware, but whatever. And then find my iPhone, but whatever. And then use dual mobile queries. Okay, let's say how to trace phone via number. Whoa. Man, we got lots of comments here. Well, I personally think most things are monopolized, and if all news or funding all work together. Well, technically, ChatGPT and Google are what are they called? Competitors. Like one has shares in Microsoft, and then Google, of course, has shares in alphabet. ChatGPT does not give me an answer. If I ask that question, it's like, according to my legal reasons, I can't tell you how because it's an invasion of privacy and a breach of consent. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, but then if I tell it how to do it with phone number, reverse phone lookup services. Okay, I can guarantee you that if you go on whitepages.com and type in my phone number, right? I mean, sure, it's cool that it's uncensored and stuff, but I mean, its answers are garbage. Okay, we got reverse phone lookup service that cannot trace a phone number. Okay, I guarantee it. Social media also will not trace a phone number. Contacting the mobile carrier, which may or may not work, but of course, if you're trying to look for your phone or whatever, and you need a password or whatever. Okay, third-party tracking apps, which you cannot install on a flip phone, and then through legal means, of course, then the government can do it. But like, how can they do it with like ISMI catchers and stuff? Which I'm sorry, but I don't have $15,000 in a search warrant to find my own phone. Okay, let's see how to. Okay, I want to see what the answer about this. Ooh. Okay. We got this. Hey, this might actually be good. Okay. So I got my SDR right here. Okay, I actually have one. Okay, you need an SDR that can receive and process radio signals. So I got an RTL SDR. Familiarize yourself with SDR software. Okay, I got the software. All right, what else? Tune to the appropriate frequency. So most walkie-talkies that are legal and you don't need licenses to operate on like 460 megahertz. You're welcome. 460 megahertz to 460 something megahertz. It's actually in my Battlefield owner's manual right here. So we got 22 FRS channels here. Oh wait, that's in French. Let me get back here. All right, so yeah, it's all channels. Channel 1 is 462.5625. So if I want to exactly hear that, I can tune down to SDR sharp. And then channel 22 goes to 162.76250 with a high RF power. Okay, so all the high channels are 1 to 7, and then 15 to 22, and then the rest would be the low channels. Okay, so it looks like, at least for the FRS code here, channels go from like 462.5 to 462.8. Okay. So that's what you would tune your SDR to. Okay, monitor and analyze the signals. Okay, I've been able to do that using the software to decode it. Triangulate the signal with multiple SDR devices. What is this disclaimer? I mean, that disclaimer's been on the same thing with everything. Besides, what kind of privacy are you expecting on a walkie-talkie? Okay, you're just broadcasting signals to like 15, 30 miles or 25 miles. Those stupid Cobra walkie-talkie said that they're doing that, but I mean, it was barely broadcasting to the nearest train station at my house, by my house. So, yeah, no. But I mean, I've never thought about getting multiple SDRs to triangulate the signal and then figure out the signal strength. Of course, you would need a map and like, I don't know, 40 like different SDRs. So yeah. All right, Janae. Generate, give us a question you can ask Gab AI, which I'm so glad that it doesn't make you log in. All right, let's see how well it is at writing stuff. Like maybe it's not good at high technical questions here, but let's say I don't know. I have an idea. Okay, I was thinking about doing this with ChatGPT, but maybe we can. No. Aw. I was thinking about doing this with ChatGPT. But maybe we can do this with Gab AI, because maybe it's more Christian. Maybe it's programmed on the Bible or something. I'm not sure. All right, let's go to God Questions Artwork. And we're gonna ask it questions about Christianity, and then thanks. Maybe we can just keep the audio on. We're gonna ask a question about Christianity, and then we're gonna cross-reference with GQ. Okay. All right, let's pick a random question here. What does it mean that we are all in one in Christ? Galatians 3:28. Okay, so I'm going to copy that question into chat, not chat, Gab in there. Okay, let me check the chat. Oh, nothing there. Okay, all right, here we go. So, our answer from GQ says, oh, please get to Christians should be united in passion, plan, and purpose as the Father and Son are united in the same. Christians are all treasure-bearing earthen vessels. Every person comes to Jesus Christ the same way, by grace through faith and repentance from sin. We are all in one body of Christ. First, it calls for unity and harmony among brothers and sisters in the body of Christ. So we're supposed to walk in the manner like Jesus. We embrace our differences, celebrate them, as long, above all, we clothe ourselves with love, bind ourselves in perfect harmony. And then it is a spiritual unity, not based on denominations or organizations. All right, great. And Gab says, okay, so it gives me the first quote from the verse. Okay. Maybe. I'm like, it's not as in depth as this. I mean, ChatGPT can go really in depth. Gab looks like it's going into like 500, 400 not calories, characters. Okay, our next question is, what is the Common English Bible? It is a new Bible translation from 2008 to 2011, which is in Common English. And it gives me sample Bible verses. Okay, great. Let's test it. Oh, okay. So it's true. I mean, it's a fact. It's not like a religious question that multiple denominations are gonna have different online. Okay, let's generate another question. I don't. The what? Oh, it's a location. That's gonna. Okay, let's see here. Let's see if we have any new stuff. Okay, so let's put this in. All right, so Gab passed that one, I guess. And back to chat. Okay, so it starts in the Pentecost, it's in Paul's first letter, later Christian expansion, the Cappadocian Fathers. Okay, now here we are in Gab. Looks pretty good. I mean, I wouldn't recommend this for anyone seeking spiritual advice. I'd rather go to GQ because this is basically synthesizing random stuff from the internet. Okay, let's see. Let's test out some other facts about stuff here. Non-biblical facts. Let's see. How big is the S24 Ultra? I don't know if this is connected to the internet though. Yet to be released. Okay, so it's been trained on last year's data. Okay, how big is the S23 Ultra? Bro, millimeters? Okay, 6.7 inches. Okay. Let's see, how big? Okay, let's see if we can do math. What? 1 plus 5. Okay. Wait, who is the tech boy? I can confirm that my name is not Jake. Who is? So that could be someone else. My name is still not Jake. I don't even know where they're getting that from. Okay, I don't even know where they're getting Jake from. Okay. How big is the? No. How about? Here we go. Write an essay about the S20 Ultra. Okay, that's true. Oh wait, no. It did not use Victus, did it? I don't think so. Let me check. I don't even think that was around back then in the pre-COVID days. Nope, using Gorilla Glass 6, according to the Corning website themselves. H65? Think so. Did it come? I think so. I mean, it is kind of small, but not small. But the software. But I mean, Gab AI isn't as bad as I thought. It would be just kind of, like different. And I think that's where we're gonna stop right there for today. God bless. Tech talk to you later.